buttons, y'all. It is So to Bestow, part 42, the first of 2025. Thank you for joining with me here. If this is your first time, this is a 77 episode endeavor wherein which I sew buttons and remove buttons and sort of rant. I am doing this on my phone, excuse me, because I currently do not really have a computer. I do have a computer, but it's an old computer and I need a new one. I'm still thankful for this old computer. I'm not trying to throw shade at the Dell PC, but it's something I got back in 2019. And it was really just like a backup computer, which thankfully I have because my MacBook is no longer. And I wanted to just continue this series. I've been doing some sewing. Actually, the algorithm changed quite recently on my pans. I did write about that on my website, which I'll have a link in the description. But I wanted to just sew some buttons and talk. I'm gonna be taking off these buttons. I wanna give a special shout out to my homie, Adrian Clutchfield. He gave me this shirt a couple of years ago. He gave me a purple one and he gave me this one. The purple one, I already took the sleeves off. I've recently had to take the sleeves off of this one because, I mean, he did tell me that the shirts were pretty small anyway. So I'm going to remix it. I already have the buttons that I've selected. They're going to be all red buttons. I mean, right now this is a ketchup and mustard situation. We're going to make it just ketchup. So we're taking off these yellow buttons here and we're going to replace them. And I'm going to hopefully not take too much time in doing this, but you know, it's a salon over here. Anyways, take my time. Oh no, one of the buttons fell. Who's surprised? So to Bestow, yeah, this is episode 42. Again, I'm doing this on my phone, and I actually have it to where the camera is turned like someone is filming me as opposed to me looking at myself. I feel like the quality is better this way anyway. So that's one way I'm getting around technology. It's best for me to just start making these videos as easy as just turning the camera on and talking. But it's a lot sometimes, you know, getting in front of a camera and making sure everything's right. Even the angle of this video, I'm still not completely finished with redesigning my button studio where I'm at right now. As you all can see from the last video, I had a different background. Now I'm going with this disco silver gold situation. It's like bam, right at you, like the 70s. Okay, so we're gonna also collect all of the old thread that I used to sew those buttons down, which seems to be burgundy red. I'm gonna keep all of that because I use that for various purposes, as you all may have guessed. I don't wanna rip too. I mean, this shirt is poor quality, but it's not at the same time. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's poor quality, but I am gonna say it's poor quality. It's good enough quality to last this long. I mean, I should say it's very sensitive. Gotta be very delicate. I have my hummingbird scissors there. So, yeah, I'm gonna take these out. I'm gonna use the same type of thread to sew the new buttons on. And I do have the window up, which is kind of crazy. I mean, it's not cold outside, but it's not hot either. But I like the natural air coming in. So you can see, removing all of the old embroidery thread, and I'm placing it on my table. And then I'll place it in my jar. Okay. So now, this is a jar I use to collect the remains. We have the stored remains. So now what I'll do is start sewing the new buttons. But before I do that, I'm going to collect the yellow buttons, which were 6 buttons. Usually, fun fact, if you didn't know, most shirts have 7 buttons, but you'll find occasions where you have less, or even more sometimes, but generally, button-down shirts are 7 buttons. This shirt happened to have 6 of these yellow ones. I have a lot of yellow buttons. I need to buy more yellow so that I can sew more of these yellow buttons. Where they need to be. Okay, now I'm gonna get our thread. This is the thread I'll be using from our wheel of, oh no, see that happen sometimes. This is my parking lot garage of vehicles. The blue, the turquoise Caravan. Okay, so this is gonna be quite long because I'm gonna try to sew all of these buttons with the same thread. But sometimes there are mishaps because when you have the embroidery thread this long, it's very easy to have mishaps where you sew and then you gotta cut it out. I'm trying to get all of the lint out of it. Okay, first button we're sewing is gonna be this one. It's pretty pearl of a thing. It's burgundy. It's gonna be the first. So, come in from the bottom. Go down. Yes, indeed. Okay. Yeah. Okay, go down. I'm gonna come back up. Okay. Once we come back up, we're gonna go down. We're gonna go ahead and make the shank. Okay. The shank is fairly easy to make once you come back up. I've shown this process many times. And because I'm so far away, I'm not sure how close you see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna get closer. Come closer. Come closer. Who is that? Is that Usher? Anyway. All right, now we have a now solid shank. This button usually is never sewn because it's the first button and I don't like sewing. I don't like buttoning up my shirts to be from the top to bottom. So I usually never sew this, or I never usually button the first button for small shirts like this, but maybe on one occasion I'll do, but it's on there nonetheless. And now we're gonna finish it off from the bottom. We don't have to come from the top because it's pretty solidly sewn on there. Okay. I'm gonna show you what I'm doing without creating additional knots. Now we can cut this off, and that's the first button sewn on. We have 5 more to go. The next button in line is the 2-hole button. This one right here. Again, shout out to my homie Adrian Clutchfield, who released a new single called Slick. I was just listening to it. It's a jam. Adrian and I go back it's just interesting how life puts you where you are, wherever you are at the time. Adrian did a lot for Prince in the MPG, and I happened to be around him a lot of those times at Paisley Park at rehearsals with Prince and Donna Grantis and Mono Neon, Kurt Johnson, Trevor, myself, Adrian. Like, it's crazy to think about those times. And just the family that continues because of the purple experience. There's so many words I can say. But we talked a while ago, and he just gave me these shirts. He's like, yeah, man, I got these shirts. I couldn't fit them. Maybe you could do something with them, you know. Well, I appreciate that. And so this shirt still lives on. Second button sewn on. And we're going to get the third button, which is a red button. Now, we're going to... Ooh, I forgot to create a solid knot. That's what happens when you don't create a knot. It just goes right through. And because of this material of this shirt, the shirt fell straight down too. Okay. Okay. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, all of these things you gotta consider. Oh no. The button almost fell. This is the button I'm using. Okay. Now I do have a knot, so I can. So as I was doing, I need to put it out there. Like boom, shakalaka, boom, boom. Boom, shakalaka, boom. Anyways, I'm listening to music in my head. You know, the song that's really in my head right now, which I'm not going to say embarrassed, but just kind of like, I know why this song is in my head. Because, you know, it has a very memorable hook. It's by Lil Wayne, actually. Mrs. Officer. Yeah, I know. When I get up all in ya, we can hear the angels call for us. You make me want to sing. And when I give you this ring, you make me want to sing. Or something he say. Those lyrics are ridiculous. And that chorus is really bad, too. But I literally hear that in my head. There was a time when that song came out where you heard that all the time. Like at school, that was people's ringtones. You make me want to sing. He says, yeah, those lyrics, man. I'd love to read those lyrics right now. I bet I'll be amazed. Like, what the hell? All right, anyway, we're going to go back with this one. So we started out the algorithm 1, 2, 4, but now we're not going to repeat it necessarily. We're going to add the same type of button, the 2-hole button, but it's going to be here now. I'm almost finished. I'm about to finish. I need to hurry up. I got stuff to do, and my mind is spinning, y'all. Another song that's been in my head is by Chucky Booker, and it's one of my favorite songs, actually. When I feel the emotion of this song, I listen to it and I dance. It's my dancing song, but it's also my happy song. It's called Spinning. Actually it's the second song off of his Nice and Wild album. But the joy I get feeling like listening to that song, like, and lately I've been spinning, so you know, it could mean two different things: spinning in a good way, spinning in a like, what's going on type of way. In the case of me this morning, last night I was spinning in a good way, so I was like, oh my God, this is, woo, you got me spinning, oh, like a merry-go-round. All right, this one. Round and round I go. This is the 5th button. Where my heart stopped, I don't really know. Cause baby, you got me spinning. Something about you. Yeah, anyway. I'm random as hell right now. I'm doing a lot of singing. So this is clearly not ASMR. But, you know, okay. So, I am almost finished with this button. Then I have one more button to sew, and then this episode will be through. And I have enough thread to do it, so I am blessed to not have used any of it ineffectively. Because, another song just came into my head. Now, this is a very complicated song to sing. I actually hesitated originally to talk about it because I'm like, whatever, but this is the perfect time to talk about it. But because I said, because. So, of course, I'm thinking about We're Off to See the Wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Have y'all ever really listened to that song, like the lyrics of that song? It's a tongue twister. I'm going to attempt to do it now. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. I can't remember it, see? Because they talk about, we're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. He is the wonderful whiz of ever the whiz there was. If ever, oh ever a whiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of the wonderful things he does. All right, anyway, last button. This video is getting out of hand. All right. Now we're going to sew this one on, and then that will be the end. Oh no. I think something unfortunate happened, which means this button's been compromised. It kind of has. There's a tear in the button. That's, oh my God. It sounded really weird how I said that, but let me see if I can actually work around it. Yeah, okay. This button's a little sensitive. I gotta do my due diligence with it. Since there's a crack. So I definitely have to create a shank on this one. But we're not gonna make it too ridiculous. And go around spinning. All right, so thank you all for watching. If you've made it this far, I know it was all over the place. Randomly, uniformly, in search of paradise clarity.com. Check me out. I'm going to be releasing a couple of new posts pretty soon. Talking about a lot of different things. So, call me, beat me if you want to reach me. No, that's a real jam. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. All these songs in my head. That's Kim Possible, for those who don't know. That's retro Disney. And here we have it, y'all. I could model it for y'all. Should I? I'll model it with this outfit, which will look kind of weird because it's white, I guess. Maybe not weird, but... Again, I got this shirt like in 2019. Somewhere along those lines. I knew I was going to have to cut the sleeves off eventually because I wore it again. It's like, nah, you can't. You can't do that. You do it like this. See what this look like. Okay. Oh, see, came out real quick, but all right, okay. Like I said, I don't usually button this one, but for the sake of the video, I'm gonna button the first one just to see how it looks, which I don't even know if I can. I'll get a choker, like, no, you can't button the first one. Anyway, this is a look. Buttons, y'all. Blessings. Until the next one. Oh, actually, before I shut it off, I should put everything back where it used to be, which will include this device, a very important device indeed. And then, ooh. I could add more fuel to these, but I'm not gonna wait. Well, I will wait until the next episode because actually I gotta keep it going. Blessings, buttons.